Another perfect evening, isn't it, boy? Shadow looks up at Lucas briefly, tail wagging, as they continue their walk. The bond between them is evident, a silent partnership built on mutual trust and understanding. Lucas pauses momentarily at the crosswalk, his hand resting lightly on Shadow's harness. His calm expression hides the weariness of years spent navigating a world filled with prejudice and misunderstanding. Suddenly, the tranquility is shattered. The distant roar of motorcycles grows louder, cutting through the stillness like a thunderstorm. Lucas stiffens, instinctively pulling Shadow closer. The motorcycles come into view, a group of bikers speeding down the road, their laughter and jeers echoing in the evening air. "Hey, look at this guy. Think he's lost or something?" The group laughs uproariously, circling around Lucas like vultures sensing prey. One biker revs his engine, sending a cloud of exhaust in Lucas' direction. Shadow tenses, his body pressed protectively against Lucas. "Need some help there, buddy?" "Oh, wait, you wouldn't hear us even if we did." Lucas keeps his composure, his face impassive. He can't hear their words, but he feels their malice like a heavy weight in the air. His hand rests on Shadow's head, grounding himself amidst the chaos. The bikers continue their mockery, circling closer, their taunts growing bolder. Lucas' heartbeat quickens, memories of past encounters flashing through his mind, moments of humiliation, of anger, of quiet resilience. His free hand clenches into a fist, the familiar calluses brushing against his palm like a reminder of the battles he's fought and won in the ring. Biker 3, taunting, stepping off his bike. "What's the matter, huh? Cat got your tongue? Or do you need your dog to fight for you?" The biker steps closer, reaching out as if to shove Lucas. Shadow lets out a low, menacing growl, the sound cutting through the biker's laughter. The man hesitates, his hand faltering mid-air. "Back off." The leader of the group notices Lucas' hands moving and smirks, mistaking it for weakness. "What's that? You doing some kind of magic trick? Don't think that's gonna save you, pal." Lucas takes a slow, deliberate step forward, his eyes locking onto the leader's. His expression remains calm, but his body language speaks of strength and control. His movements sharp and commanding. "I see everything." The bikers exchange uncertain glances. For the first time, a flicker of doubt crosses their faces. The leader attempts to mask it with bravado, but the tension is palpable. "Let's go. This guy's not worth our time." The group hesitates before revving their engines, one by one. They ride off, their laughter replaced by an uneasy silence. The sound of motorcycles fades into the distance, leaving Lucas and Shadow standing alone in the now quiet street. Lucas exhales slowly, kneeling down beside Shadow. He brushes his hand over the dog's fur, his expression softening into a rare smile. "Good boy." Shadow nuzzles Lucas' hand in response, his tail wagging gently. The bond between them remains unshaken, a testament to their resilience and trust. Lucas straightens, his gaze steady as he looks down the road where the bikers disappeared. The encounter is over, but its significance lingers, a reminder of the prejudice he faces, and the strength he carries within himself to overcome it. Lucas and Shadow continue their walk, the rhythmic tapping of the cane blending with the soft rustle of leaves. The scene fades to a close, leaving an air of quiet triumph and determination. The roar of the motorcycles grows louder, a harsh, predatory sound cutting through the evening air. Lucas, walking with his guide dog Shadow, feels the vibrations in his bones long before he sees them. The group of bikers appears like a storm, roaring down the quiet street, their engines shaking the ground beneath his feet. Lucas stiffens instinctively, his body reacting before his mind can process the full scope of the threat. Shadow, sensing the change in atmosphere, takes a step closer to him, his alert eyes scanning the approaching bikers. A tall man with a rough, sneering face, pulls his bike in front of Lucas and revs the engine loudly. "Hey, look at this guy. Think he's lost or something. His voice is mocking, full of scorn. The other bikers laugh sharp, cruel laughter that rings through the stillness of the evening. Lucas doesn't flinch. His cane taps once on the ground, the rhythmic sound grounding him in the present. Shadow's body stiffens beside him, his ears pinned back as the dog senses the rising tension. Another member of the group leans over and calls out in a louder voice, "Need some help there, buddy?" "Oh, wait, you wouldn't hear us even if we did." The laughter escalates, their taunting voices bouncing off the quiet houses like stones skipping across water. Lucas remains silent, his face a mask of calm, but inside, a storm of emotions brews. Fear. Anger. Resentment. Memories flash in his mind, the countless moments of being ridiculed, dismissed, underestimated. But then something shifts within him. He feels Shadow's presence, a warm, steady force beside him. The dog's loyalty, his silent strength, cuts through the cloud of negativity. They've been through so much together. Lucas isn't about to let these men break him now. A stocky man with a thick beard dismounts from his bike and steps forward. "What's the matter, huh? Cat got your tongue? Or do you need your dog to fight for you?" Lucas's grip tightens on his cane. The years of training, of fighting battles far beyond this moment, surge forward. He may not be able to hear the insults, but he can feel them all the same. He has fought too long, endured too much, to let this group of cowards have their way. He raises his free hand, signing with calm precision. "Back off," he signs, his movements sharp and deliberate. The leader of the group, a tall man with a biker jacket adorned with patches, notices the subtle movement. He smirks, misreading the sign as weakness. "What's that? You doing some kind of magic trick? Don't think that's gonna save you, pal." But Lucas doesn't back down. His eyes lock onto the leaders with a quiet intensity that makes the air between them crackle. He steps forward, slow and deliberate, and signs again, his posture shifting from passive to commanding. "I see everything." The biker leader hesitates, his confidence faltering for a brief moment. The other bikers exchange uncertain glances. For the first time, doubt creeps into their eyes. The menacing laughter dies down. The group, normally a tight-knit pack, suddenly feels unsure. The leader shakes off his hesitation and gruffly gestures to his gang, "Let's go. This guy's not worth our time." One by one, the bikers rev their engines and peel away, their departure heavy with unease. The sound of the motorcycles fades into the distance, leaving behind a strange, suffocating silence. Lucas exhales, the tension slowly easing from his shoulders. He reaches down and gently pats Shadow's head. "Good boy," he signs softly, a rare smile curling on his lips. Shadow nuzzles Lucas's hand in return, his tail wagging, as if understanding the depth of the moment. They stand together, two figures in the quiet street, unbroken. The weight of the bikers' harassment may have lingered for a while, but Lucas knows that it's only one chapter in a much larger story. A story of resilience, of strength, and of knowing that he is far more than they ever imagined. As they continue walking, Lucas's cane taps steadily against the pavement once more. Shadow keeps pace beside him, their silent bond stronger than any words. The shadows of the past may chase them, but together, they will always find a way forward. The motorcycle's rumble echoes louder, filling the air with menace. One biker, smirking with cruel intent, edges closer to Lucas. He reaches out with a mocking gesture, his hand hovering near Lucas' cane. "Let me help you with that, old man." The biker's hand darts forward, trying to grab the cane. Lucas reacts instinctively. His grip tightens, and with a sharp twist, he pulls the cane back, his years of training kicking in. The biker stumbles slightly, caught off guard by the swift movement. "Don't." The group erupts in laughter, misinterpreting his calm demeanor as weakness. What's that? A little sign language? You think that's gonna stop us? The leader, larger and more imposing than the rest, steps forward, his pride wounded by Lucas' defiance. Let's see if you're as tough as you think. He lunges, his movements clumsy compared to the precision Lucas learned in the ring. With a practiced step, Lucas sidesteps the attack, his cane moving fluidly to block and redirect the biker's momentum. The leader stumbles, barely keeping his balance. Lucas doesn't wait. He shifts his stance, his body coiled with years of disciplined strength. With a single, calculated punch, he strikes the leader squarely in the chest. The biker gasps, the air knocked from his lungs as he crumples to the ground. Shadow barks sharply, a commanding sound that slices through the stunned silence. Hey, man, he's not playing around. The bikers exchange uncertain glances, their bravado slipping away as the realization dawns this man isn't the easy target they'd assumed. I see everything. The leader struggles to his feet, his pride bruised more than his body. He glares at Lucas but takes a cautious step back, his confidence shattered. Let's go. This isn't worth it. One by one, the bikers start their engines, their once menacing presence reduced to shameful retreat. The leader lingers for a moment, his eyes darting between Lucas and Shadow. With a muttered curse, he revs his engine and follows the others. The roar of motorcycles fades, leaving an almost eerie silence in their wake. Lucas exhales slowly, his shoulders relaxing. He kneels beside Shadow, his hand resting gently on the dog's head. Good boy. Shadow nuzzles Lucas' hand, his tail wagging lightly. Together, they stand, unshaken and victorious. The street feels different now, not just quiet but charged with the unspoken power of resilience. Lucas straightens, his cane tapping rhythmically as he and Shadow continue their path. The victory wasn't just in the bikers' retreat, it was in proving, once again, that strength doesn't need words. It lives in action, in courage, and in the unbreakable bond between a man and his dog. The distant roar of motorcycles dwindles, their sound swallowed by the night. The confrontation is over, but the air still feels charged with the weight of what has just happened. Lucas lets out a slow breath, his shoulders easing as the adrenaline fades. He kneels beside Shadow, his hand gently resting on the dog's head. Good boy. Shadow presses against him, his tail wagging slowly, the connection between them unspoken but profound. Lucas' fingers trail through the soft fur, each movement deliberate, as if grounding himself in the quiet after the storm. He straightens, his gaze lingering on the empty road where the bikers had been. The confrontation is fresh in his mind, but it doesn't linger with fear, it burns with a sense of triumph. The echoes of their taunts are already fading, replaced by the steady rhythm of his heartbeat and the familiar comfort of Shadow by his side. Still standing. Always. As he begins to walk, his cane tapping lightly against the pavement, his thoughts swirl. The memory of their mocking voices lingers, a bitter reminder of the prejudice he faces every day. But it doesn't feel like a defeat. This moment, like so many others, has only added to his strength. Shadow glances up at Lucas, as if sensing his thoughts, and nudges his leg gently. Lucas smiles faintly, the weight of the world momentarily lightened by the simple gesture. Let them see. Let them remember. The faint glow of streetlights casts long shadows as they continue their journey. Lucas moves with calm determination, each step a testament to the battles he's fought and won not just tonight, but throughout his life. By the time they reach the edge of the neighborhood, word has already begun to spread. A neighbor peeks out from behind a curtain, the faint hum of whispers audible as others exchange hurried messages on their phones. Did you hear? Lucas stood up to those bikers. Alone. That man, he's something else. Always has been. As Lucas walks, he remains unaware of the ripple his actions have caused, but the truth is undeniable. His quiet strength has left an impact, forcing those who witnessed or heard about the encounter to confront their own biases and prejudices. For Lucas, the night is a reflection of his journey. The prejudice he faces is relentless, but so is his resolve. Every moment like this is a reminder, he is more than the stereotypes, more than the labels. Resilience. Always resilience. As he and Shadow disappear into the quiet night, their figures illuminated by the soft glow of the moon, Lucas carries himself not as a victim, but as a victor, a living symbol of strength and the power to rise above prejudice. Tomorrow, the world will go on, but tonight, in this moment, he knows he has made a difference. For himself. For others. And for the countless battles still to come.